Today we're going to be doing an analysis of variable and fixed costs. We're going to see how they interact with each other on both a total cost and a cost per unit basis. The business that we're going to be looking at manufactures coffee mugs with a relevant range between 100,000 and 250,000 units per year. We see that this schedule has been started to be filled out for us, so we're going to go ahead and finish it up. I'm going to stick with the left, the units at 100,000. So variable costs and fixed costs are here. The total, we're just going to add those together, and we come up with total costs of $275,000. What we're going to do next is on cost per unit. I'm going to first figure out my variable cost. So I'm going to take my variable costs from above, my $100,000. We're going to bring that down here. So this was total variable costs of $100,000. I am then going to take that and divide it by the total units produced. In this case, an additional 100,000 units. When I divide those, I end up getting a variable cost per unit of $1. So that is my variable cost per unit. Now to go ahead and get our fixed costs. In this one, we're going to take our 175 here, $175,000 in fixed costs, and divide that by the $100,000 or 100,000 units. This gives us a cost per unit of $1.75, which is going to give me a cost per unit, $1.75. Total, I'm just adding them together here. So I'm going to come up with a total cost per unit of $2.75. Now we're going to go ahead and see how these costs are impacted when we move up to a production level of 250,000 units. So our variable costs, these are costs that are going to remain the same on a per unit basis, regardless of the production. So here we go. We have 250,000 units being produced, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I label these as units. I'm going to take the fixed cost that I calculated over here, and I'm going to multiply them by each other. So this is our $1. That gives us $250,000 in variable costs. So we're going to put that back up in our chart, $250,000. Now our fixed costs. The nice part about fixed costs is they stay the same regardless of our production. So we're just going to go ahead and copy those over, the $175,000 in total fixed costs. That's going to give us total production costs of $425,000. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at these costs based on a per unit cost at a production volume of 250,000 units. The variable cost stays the same regardless of our production level. So that still carries over. It is still $1. Now the fixed costs, they do not change regardless of our production. So we're going to take our fixed costs here, which were $175,000. And these represent our fixed costs. And we will divide those by our total units produced, 250,000 units. And that's going to give us a cost per unit of 70 cents. That's a significant savings for this company. So that's 0.70, giving us a total cost per unit at a production level of 250,000 of $1.70. This is a great illustration showing us how the variable cost per unit will stay the same regardless of production. Yet the fixed cost per unit will actually go down the more units that we produce. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.